Hi. In this video, I'll recap the State Alchemist Saga of Fullmetal Alchemist. The links to other sagas will be in the description. The sagas are separated based on the opening songs of the anime, as there isn't any official separation of sagas. The story starts from episode 3. The main character, Ed, was 6, while his brother Al was 5 at that time. They made a doll as a gift for their friend Winry by using alchemy. Alchemy is the scientific technique of understanding the structure, decomposing it, and reproducing it. People who can perform alchemy are called alchemists. In that world, alchemy is performed on alchemy circles, called transmutation circles. The doll Ed and Al made was their first ever transmutation. Ed's and Al's mother, Trisha, let them use their father's room after she knew that they are interested in alchemy stuff. Their father, Hohenheim, is also an alchemist, but he's gone for now. 2 years later, when Ed was 8 and Al was 7, Winry's father, Yuri, and mother, Sarah, died in a war against Ishbal. They were doctors and military. Ed decided to bring them back to life by a prohibited alchemy, human transmutation, but Winry's grandmother, Pineko, told them not to do it. 2 years later, when Ed was 10 and Al was 9, it was revealed that Trisha was sick for 2 years and didn't told anyone about it. Ed and Al sent letters to Hohenheim's friends, whom he wrote letters once, to tell him to come back, but got no reply. Trisha died. Later, Ed decided to bring her back to life by using human transmutation. 1 year later, when Ed was 11 and Al was 10, they learned alchemy from an expert alchemist, Izumi, and believed that they can perform human transmutation. They start the process, but it went wrong. Al lost his whole body, while Ed lost his right arm and left leg. Later Al woke up and was in an iron armor. Ed told him that by sacrificing his right arm, he sealed Al's soul inside that armor that was leaving his body, as Al lost his body. They saw Trisha in a brutal state, but were worried about each other, so Al took Ed to Winry's house. Al told them everything they did. A state alchemist, Mustang, came there by getting a letter from Ed and Al when Trisha was sick. State alchemists are the alchemists who works for military and are as valuable as a major. Mustang told Ed and Al that they can become great state alchemists and told them to visit him at Central. It was revealed that he's a lieutenant colonel. Later, Ed woke up and told Pineko to fix him with automail as he's going to join military to find a way to get his and Al's bodies back. Pineko fixed him with a good automail. Ed and Al burnt their house so they won't have any place to return to and left for Central. The next episode, Ed and Al were traveling through a train. On their way, they came to know about Magil. Ed remembered that he saw his name on one of Hohenheim's letters, so went to meet him. It was revealed that Magil was once interested in human transmutation, but later quit. He also don't know where Hohenheim is. Later, a ghost of a dead girl, Karen, appeared. Magil saved Ed and Al from her. Then Magil revealed that he and Karen were each other's lovers, but 20 years ago, she died by falling from a cliff. Later, Ed found some puppets of Karen in one of Magil's rooms, which were the same as Karen's ghost. A female friend of Magil, Levi, and Magil knocked them out. Later, when they woke up, Magil revealed that he was learning human transmutation to bring Karen back to life, but couldn't do that. So now he tries to find a way to make Karen's puppets capable of living like a human, to make it look realistic. Ed figured out that Levi is actually Karen and lost her memories after the accident. After getting her memories back, she came back, but till then Magil couldn't recognize her, so she played along. Magil went angry to hear that and attacked Ed, but while fighting back, Ed killed Magil. Ed and Al left for Central. The next episode, Mustang told Ed on the telephone to get on a departing train, so they did that. There was a general, Acuroya, in the train too, with his wife and children. Warrant officer, Fulman, and some other soldiers were guarding them. Major, Hughes, was also there in a different room. Fulman saw Al and went near to check him, but suddenly 2 people with guns attacked him. The group leader, Bald, went in Acuroya's berth. Hughes heard it and hid there. Through Acuroya, Bald called Mustang and told him to bring their imprisoned leader to Central Station to exchange Acuroya with him. On Ed's side, he and Al knocked those gangsters out. After knowing about Ed and Al, Fulman told them to go save Acuroya. Ed went to the roof while Al dealt with gangsters inside. Ed met Hughes on the roof. After knowing each other, they worked together and defeated many gangsters. Then Ed threw water in Bald's car through alchemy and Al knocked the other gangsters there. Hughes fought Bald but got shot on the shoulder. Then Ed fought Bald. It was revealed that Bald was in the military once and have an automail arm like Ed have. Bald said that he was fired from the military, as military thought of him as a threat when he was getting more and more upgrades. Ed broke Bald's automail, and Al knocked him out. At Central Station, the military was waiting for them including Mustang. Bald saw him and attacked him, but Mustang burned him with alchemy, as he's a flame alchemist. Mustang told Ed and Al that they can take the entrance exam as officials got inspired by their performance and train. Normally kids aren't allowed in the military, but Ed and Al can as they help the military to rescue Hakuro. The next episode, Mustang told Ed and Al to stay at a state alchemist, Tucker's, house before the exam begins. Tucker is officially allowed to perform transmutation on living things after making a talking chimera 2 years ago. Though, that chimera died after some time. Ed and Al can stay there to get some information about getting their bodies back from Tucker's library. They reach Tucker's house. Tucker lives with his daughter, Nina, and a dog, Alexander. His wife left him 2 years ago. Tucker let them use his library. He revealed that there's a national central library for the military only, and his library is nothing compared to it. Then both brothers became friends with Nina and Alexander. Later, Hughes brings them to his house to celebrate Ed's birthday. He knew that, as he's from the research department. Suddenly, Hughes' wife, Glacier, starts feeling that her baby is coming out. Hughes went to take a doctor. The remaining 3 helped her as much as they could. Ed burned water without a transmutation circle in front of Al for the first time. Later, the baby, Alicia, was out. Next night, Tucker gave some information about the exam to Ed and Al. Now, the day of the exam came. Ed and Al took the first written exam. Mustang told Al not to join the military as he won't be accepted because of his body. At the second test, Ed was questioned about stuff in an interview. The third exam was a display exam where alchemists had to show their work. During the exam, a participant's giant balloon, which he made by alchemy, accidentally lost control and was about to fall on another participant, but Ed turned it into petals by alchemy and without the use of transmutation circle and saved the participant. Ed passed. The next episode, Mustang gave Ed his military sign, a watch. Then it was revealed that Tucker have to give reports to the military every year. He couldn't give any last year, but as he made a talking chimera 2 years ago, he was given a last chance. The day when he had to submit his reports was near and he still hadn't made anything special. Next day, Ed found a drawing of Nina about her family that Tucker burned. Ed got suspicious. He went to find out about the chimera Tucker made in National Central Library but couldn't find anything as it is kept as a secret. While going outside, he saw a man, Scar, who was trying to get in forcefully. Ed stopped him too, as that library was for the military only. Suddenly, Scar's arm became visible and there was a strange tattoo on it. Scar hid it and ran away. Later, Ed came to Hughes' house and asked him about Tucker's wife. Hughes revealed that she died 2 years ago. Suddenly, Hughes got a call that a popular serial killer had killed another state alchemist. Ed went to see the crime scene too, but after seeing that woman, he got memories of Trisha. He went unconscious. Later, he woke up at Tucker's house. Tucker asked him why he became unconscious, so Ed told him about his past. Suddenly, a Brigadier General, Bass Grant came there and told Ed and Al to leave as creating Chimera is a secret project. Ed and Al left. Later, Ed and Al sneaked into Tucker's house and went to his basement. Tucker called them and showed them a talking chimera he just made. Ed said that Tucker's wife left him 2 years ago and in the same year, he made a talking chimera. Now, they can't find Nina and Alexander anywhere and Tucker has made another talking chimera. Meaning, Tucker used his wife to make the first talking chimera and now used Nina and Alexander to make a second one. Ed starts beating him. Tucker said that toying around with humans' life is what people do or else they won't get new inventions. He said that Ed and Al also toyed around with Trisha's life. Suddenly, Bask came there and Ed told him everything. Tucker was arrested. Bask revealed that he'll be dealt with in court, but Ed didn't accept it. He wanted to see Tucker dead, so he used alchemy and flipped the car. Nina's chimera came out, ran away, and reached Scar. Scar realized that it is made of a human and an animal. He prayed to God to accept her and killed her so she could get rid of that painful state. It was revealed that he wants to kill all the state alchemists as their work is harming people, just like Nina and Alexander. The next episode, the military came to check the bloodstains of Nina's chimera. It looked like it was blown from inside. Then it was revealed that Tucker was executed secretly. Second Lieutenant Havoc told Ed to take over Tucker's research as there were some advantages for the military in it. Tucker took his research to the wrong path, but Ed have to keep it on the right path. Later, it was revealed that Tucker was researching Philosopher's Stone too. Philosopher's Stones are like magical stones that make a person capable of doing things which they can't with science. Ed went to Mustang's office to tell him that he'll help them to find the serial killer as he thinks that that serial killer killed Nina too. Mustang refused. Ed insisted, so Mustang told him to leave his military watch there. Ed did that. He's not a state alchemist right now. Later Ed came face to face with Scar. Scar asked Ed if he's a state alchemist. Ed said no more. Scar left. At Central Station, Winry came to meet Ed and Al after knowing that Ed has joined the military. Al was shown asking Mustang's assistant, a Major, Hawkeye, about Philosopher's Stone. Furor President King Bradley heard them and told Al that there must be some records of it in the first branch of the Central Library. Later, Ed was with Hughes in the military cafeteria. A soldier came to tell Ed that someone's out here to meet him. A female butcher came there to deliver meat. Winry was shown waiting for Ed outside. She saw the butcher's truck and was impressed by the technology used in it. That butcher came and told her that she can check from inside too. After some moments, Ed came out and couldn't find Winry anywhere. He found a nail that was similar to his automail and assumed that Winry came to meet him. He found the wheel's marks on the ground and followed them. Later, he found a truck and went inside a building near it. The butcher knocked him out. When he woke up, his automail was separated. It turned out that that woman is actually a wanted man, Barry the Chopper, who got bored of cutting animals, so he started cutting humans. He showed tied Winry. Ed managed to break the chains and was about to kill Barry with his roughly fixed arm, but then the military came there and arrested Barry. Later, Al told Ed that they can get their bodies back by using the Philosopher's Stone. Its information is in Central Library, so he should get his military watch back. Next day, Mustang gave him a certificate from Bradley that his military name is Fullmetal Alchemist and gave him his watch back. Ed told Mustang that he wants to search for Philosopher's Stone in his free time, so Mustang told him to give him every information he finds. Ed agreed. Later, Scar saw Ed's military watch and added him to his target list. The next episode, Ed was given a mission as a state alchemist to inspect a coal mine in Uswell. Al came with Ed. They reached Uswell. An inn's manager, Halling, came and took them to his bar. His inn was on the upper floor. The charges for one night were 200,000. Ed didn't had that many, so he start fixing people's stuff for free. They asked Ed why he came there, so Ed told them the reason. They kicked him out, as they hate military people. They let Al stay, as he's not from the military. Later, Al asked Halling's son, Kyle, why they hate the military. Kyle revealed that a first lieutenant, Yoki, supervises their place and takes all their money in the form of tax to bribe the military to increase his rank. Later, Yoki came to Halling's bar and asked for tax. Miners said that their salary is so less compared to the tax. A man got attacked by Yoki's alchemist assistant, Liore. She can create shockwaves from the air by alchemy. A bodyguard was about to slice Kyle, but Ed came there. Yoki recognized that Ed is a state alchemist from Ed's watch. Ed is a state alchemist, and state alchemist's military rank is higher than first lieutenants, so Yoki starts respecting him. He took Ed to his mansion. At Mustang's office, it was revealed by Acuroya that Mustang will soon become colonel, while Hawkeye will become first lieutenant soon. At Yoki's mansion, Lyra revealed that she also wants to become a state alchemist. Yoki gave Ed some bribe. Ed said that he'll think about it. Later, Lyra attacked Halling's bar. Ed heard it and reached there. The bar was destroyed. Later, Ed used alchemy on Yoki's bribe, gold coins, and some coal. Then he came to Yoki, showed him the gold, and said that he wants to buy the whole coal mine. Yoki said that if the military comes to know about it, then he'll be in danger. Ed told him to write a memo that he gave him the coal mine for free. By this, no one will know about the gold. Yoki agreed. Later, Ed went to the town and told people that he's the new manager now, but as he can't stay in that place forever, he'll sell it to them in exchange for letting him stay for one night. Ed revealed that he fixed Halling's inn with alchemy. Yoki came and told Ed that all of his gold turned into coal. Ed used gold coins to turn coal into gold for some time. Transmutation of gold is prohibited, so he didn't made real gold. Ed showed him the memo and said that he don't know about any gold. Lyra tried to attack them, but Ed fought back and won. Later, he reported to Mustang. Mustang revealed that he already knew that Yoki wasn't doing things fairly and wanted to see how Ed can handle it. 3 years later, when Ed was 15 and Al was 14, they heard that there's a Philosopher's Stone in Liore, so they went to get it. The next story leads us to episodes 1 and 2. In episode 1, Ed and Al reached Liore. A religious broadcast started by the king of that place, Cornello. People of Liore pray to the sun god, Leto. Cornello is known as the representative of Leto. Al accidentally broke a radio of a shopkeeper, but fixed it with alchemy. People called it a miracle, meaning they don't know about alchemy stuff. A lady, Lust, told people that Ed is a famous alchemist in East City. A girl, Rose, came and told them to come with her to the church after knowing that they were looking for something. They agreed. Lust left. Then Rose went to Cornello and told him about Ed and Al. Cornello appreciated her for her hard work and told her that Leto will perform his miracle one day and will bring her dead boyfriend, Cain, back to life, who died in an accident. Next day, Cornello used alchemy in front of many people. He was doing that with a philosopher's stone on his ring. Everyone believed that he was performing miracles. Ed was also watching and suspected that Cornello might be using a philosopher's stone as he was ignoring the law of equivalent exchange. Later, Cornello told his assistants that the military must want to ruin the peace of that place, so they should secretly get rid of Ed and Al for good. Then it was revealed that Lust gave Cornello a philosopher's stone for some reason. Ed was shown telling Rose that scientists are trying to bring dead people back to life for such a long time, but haven't because they can't bring their souls back. Meaning, Cornello is just fooling her. Al was secretly hearing them but got shot by an assistant of Cornello. Al's head fell off, but he got up again. Ed knocked that assistant out. Al showed the scared Rose that he's empty from inside. Rose thought that Ed and Al are devils, so she ran away and reached Cornello. Ed and Al followed her. Ed told Cornello to give him the philosopher's stone before he tells everyone in the town about it. Cornello attacked Ed and Al with a chimera he made with philosopher's stone. Ed and Al fought back. Lust and her partner, Gluttony, were watching them. In next episode, Cornello's assistants came there too, so Ed and Al escaped. Rose remembered that she saw Cain coming back to life. He was even saying her name. Cornello told her that Leto has restored Cain's soul, and in a few days, his body will be restored too. At present time, an announcement was made to capture Ed and Al. People surrounded them. Ed tried to tell them about alchemy, but Rose came there and told him that she saw Cain coming back to life. Suddenly, some statues of Leto start moving because of Cornello's philosopher's stone and captured Ed. Next day, Lust and Gluttony told Cornello to get rid of everyone who knows about philosopher's stone. Rose went to give food to captured Ed. Ed told her to confirm if that really was Cain or not. Curious Rose went to check but found out that it was a chimera made of parrots. Cornello came and used his philosopher's stone to order that chimera to attack Rose and left. Al saved her. Cornello went to Ed's room to kill him. Ed starts talking to him in a way that made Cornello tell his plans about fooling people. Cornello revealed that he'll use his followers to rule the country. Ed showed him a microphone. Everything he said was heard by the townspeople as Al arranged a microphone and a speaker for it. Cornello went to convince people that the broadcast was fake by moving a bunch of Leto's statues, but then his philosopher's stone got broke as it was imperfect. Imperfect and perfect philosopher's stone's concept will be revealed later. Ed and Al left. Cornello was shown asking Lust why she gave him an imperfect stone. Lust revealed that it worked as a decoy, as people who are searching for this stone come to this town by knowing that this town has one. Then Lust follows them by hoping that those people find a real stone and she could use it too. Gluttony ate Cornello. It was revealed that Lust and Gluttony aren't humans, but Homunculus, the humans made by humans. Cornello is now dead. People of the town were trying to find Cornello to punish him. Suddenly, Envy, another partner of Lust and Gluttony, came there in Cornello's appearance. He said that he thinks that a devil came there in his appearance when he was gone. Everyone believed that he's the real one. Homunculus can't use alchemy, but have some supernatural abilities. Lust can make her fingers sharp and long, Gluttony can eat stuff, while Envy can change his appearance. There are total 7 homunculus, and just 3 of them are shown yet. Or maybe not. In the 10th episode, it was revealed that Mustang is a colonel now. A female alchemist thief, Siren, was shown running away from the police. Ed and Al were coming back to Central. On their way, they reached Acuroya, a famous tourist spot. Ed got dirty from muddy water, so he used alchemy to clean himself up. A detective who was shown chasing Siren earlier handcuffed him. Later, he released Ed by knowing that he's a state alchemist and told him about Siren. He thought Ed was Siren, as Ed also used alchemy earlier. Ed got stomachache as he ate too much. At the hospital, a nurse, Clara, gave Ed a shot. Al told Ed that he thinks that Clara is like their mother. The detective came and told them that he confirmed that Ed is a state alchemist and now he'll need him to capture Siren. Later, he took him to a mansion and showed him a precious object that will get stolen by Siren, as she mentioned it in the newspaper. There were a lot of people outside to watch. Then Siren came in, used smokescreen, and stole the object. Ed followed her and asked if she knows about the Philosopher's Stone, but she didn't. They fought and Siren won. During their fight, Ed noticed a transmutation circle on her chest. Next day, while trying to find Al in the hospital, Ed saw the same transmutation circle on Clara's chest. Al came there too. Al revealed that the hospital is going to be demolished soon, so Clara must be trying to steal stuff to save it. Clara agreed and said that she's doing it for patients. At night time, Ed helped Clara in her robbery. He did it for the patients. Next day, the hospital was collapsed. Ed said that Clara fooled them, but she came there as a nun. She revealed that couldn't reach there on time, and because she regretted, she became a nun of a church that is going to be demolished soon, just like that hospital. She's going to steal, to not let that happen. Al believed her, but Ed didn't. Next day, the church was collapsed. Ed said that Clara fooled them again, but she came again as a teacher. Al believed that she became a teacher to not let a school get demolished that is scheduled to get demolished. Clara agreed. Ed told her to stop the cap, so Clara told him to figure it out himself. Later, Ed saw a crowd that was happily reading the news where Clara had done robberies. Ed asked why they're happy about that. They revealed that Siren made Acuroya popular again, as each year, it gets sink under the sea a bit and so, many people left. But now, because of Siren, people have started to come back again and that place has become a tourist spot as people love to see Siren's performance. Meaning she became a thief for the whole city. At night time, Ed captured Clara. Before getting arrested, she told Ed to go to Xenotime as there are rumors that that place has a philosopher's stone. Ed and Al left. Siren was shown. She escaped. The next episode, Ed and Al reached the poor town, Xenotime. A girl, Alyssa, was trapped under a mine cart, so Ed helped her. Her father took them to his home. It was revealed that a man, Mugwar, is trying to create a red stone. Red stones are similar to philosopher's stones, but are less powerful. After knowing Ed's and Al's names, they threw them out by saying that the real Elric brothers have already arrived and are with Mugwar. At Mugwar's mansion, two brothers, Russell and Fletcher, were shown. Ed and Al sneaked into the mansion. Fake Elric brothers noticed them. Ed and Al reached a library. Fake Elric brothers came there. Ed fought Russell. Russell was using an incomplete red stone. The guards came there after hearing their noises, so Ed and Al ran away. Mugwar was shown standing near red-colored water. Lust came and threatened him to complete the red stone. Ed and Al were shown. Belcio, a man who knows Alyssa and her dad, told them to stay at his house. Next day, Alyssa came to Belcio's house too. The news of Ed and Al intruding Mugwar's mansion had spread. Belcio told Al to go get Alyssa's medicine from the drugstore as she's sick for some reason. The store's owner didn't let Al buy medicine as she also thinks that Al is an imposter. Fletcher came and bought medicine for Al. He revealed that they had to interfere in Mugwar's research as their father, Nash, tried to make a red stone in his whole life, but one day he left and since then, Russell is trying to make one too. At night time, Ed and Al sneaked into the mansion again. Ed made a hole under the ground that led them to a sewer-type place where they saw red water flowing and assumed that it is the base of red stone. Suddenly, Ed starts getting dizzy. Fletcher came to take them to safety. He revealed that red water is causing the people of the town to cough so much. Alyssa was suffering from the same disease. Russell came and showed him the red stone, which they managed to make yet. Fletcher told Russell that he won't be proud of himself by stealing someone's name. Suddenly, some guards start knocking on their door. The next episode, Fletcher lets Ed and Al escape by using alchemy. The guards came in. Mugwar took the red stone and used it to capture both brothers when they refused to use a dangerous method to speed up the process, which includes a pregnant woman's life. Mugwar revealed that he already knew that those two are fake. Ed and Al came back to Belcio's house and told him about red water they found earlier. Belcio suspected if those two are Nash's son. Ed remembered that Nash is the discoverer of red water. Belcio revealed that Nash was from their town and went to Central to investigate more about red water. After some years, he came back and said that he won't research it again. Mugwar forced Nash to produce red water to produce gold for their poor town, so Nash had to agree. The town became rich, but one day a disease started to spread, which made the newborns die. Alyssa was born at that time too, so she's also suffering from that disease. Then one day, Nash left and never came back. A doctor, Marco, came and cured people who were suffering from that disease. He used a stone for that. Ed suspected that it was Philosopher's Stone. At Mugwar's mansion, Mugwar kept both brothers in a room. He revealed that Nash also left without using that method, so they had to kill him, so he couldn't report it to the military. Next day, he bring Ed and Al to his mansion and apologized to them. Ed and Al went to see the fake brothers alone and freed them. Ed told Russell not to continue the research as his father quit because it was dangerous for the townspeople. Ed went to Mugwar and called him Nash's killer. Mugwar used the incomplete red stone as he have to kill Ed and Al before they tell it to someone else. He used even more incomplete red stones. Fletcher and Russell came and helped them. Suddenly, Mugwar escaped from a secret passage. All four chase him. Mugwar reached a spring from where the red water was coming. That spring started to shake, causing an earthquake. Mugwar was near it, so he got crushed under a rock. Other four went outside. The red water started overflowing. Ed made giant walls that stopped the water to advance any further. Fletcher and Russell used alchemy on trees to make them suck the red water. The trees vaporized after absorbing all the red water. Later, Russell told Ed that from now on, he'll work with Belcio. Ed and Al left. The next episode, Ed and Al came back to Central. Al secretly kept a cat inside his body. A second lieutenant, Rita, Havoc, Hawkeye, Fallman, and a major general, Fury, were there too. Fury found a puppy, so he bring him there too. Ed and Al came there. Ed felt that Al have a cat, so he told Al to leave her, where he found it, but Al refused and went away. Later, Ed reported to Mustang and asked about Marco, but Mustang said that he don't know anything. Suddenly, Bradley, Bass Grand, and some other soldiers came there. Bradley said that he and the chief command personnel under him, named Juliet, will temporarily use Mustang's office as a central command center and will observe the East region. Later, Hughes revealed that he's lieutenant colonel now and is in charge of investigations at the court-martial office. Their conversation led to the name Marco. Bass Grand heard it and revealed that Marco ran away from the war before it ended and is still missing, so he's a deserter. Later, Ed asked Mustang again, but Mustang still didn't tell him. Then Ed checked the records too, but still no progress. Ed told Al that he wants to beat Mustang and force him to tell him everything. Hughes heard him and told him that this year's assessment to renew certifications for state alchemists will be held here, as Bradley is currently here. Ed decided to fight Mustang in that event as a battle assessment. If he wins, then Mustang has to tell him about Marco. Though Ed announced that if Mustang wins, he'll keep the cat Al found earlier. The rumors of the match spread. Later, Bradley made it official. Then it was revealed that Mustang wants to get Bradley's rank and wants to become a president one day. The day of the event came and the fight started. It was revealed that Mustang wears special gloves made of ignition cloth. By rubbing them hard, they produce sparks, and by adjusting the density of oxygen in the air, he can make firebombs. During their fight, they destroyed a lot of area. In the end, Mustang was about to finish the fight but got some flashbacks from his past. He stopped and Ed was about to attack him, but then Bradley came and called Ed the winner. Later, Ed and Mustang were shown cleaning up the mess they made. Ed asked why he didn't finish the match when he had a chance. Mustang revealed that he got flashbacks from Ishbal Rebellion, a war in the east between the military and Ishbalans. Winry's parents also died in that war when she was a kid. Mustang told Ed about Marco's location. On the other side, Hawkeye kept the dog, which Fury bring earlier. Later, Ed and Al were shown. They left the cat in the street with a little bed and went to meet Marco. Then, Hughes told Mustang that in Liore, a civil war is happening between civilians and the military. Civilians are led by Cornello, whom Ed defeated in his reports. Mustang told him not to tell that to Ed, as he'll find it out himself. Then it was revealed that in Central, 5 state alchemists and a whole staff have been killed by the mysterious serial killer. The popular serial killer was shown. It turned out that he's actually Scar. Thanks for sticking till the end. If you like this video, then like, subscribe, and do these stuff, and also check out my other videos too.